So our next speaker, Edward Ross from Intel. Edward, this one, okay. So Edward is the Senior Director of Inventor Platforms at Intel. I remember roughly from the interview you had on the website. I'm sorry if it's not precise. So you said you, although working for Intel, but being a nerd at heart, when you found this maker, when you got into this maker movement and in the maker community, you found family there. And you're pretty happy. So we all know Intel from its chips, but we will hear more about its new initiative of making the company's chips a key part of the maker movement. Give it to you.
Great, thank you so much. So first, my background is in mobile, and to hear Terry talk about what he's done, he's a legend in the mobile space, and to see how he's taking his talents over into the maker space and to help build out this whole sort of next revolution of connected devices is just amazing. So, so thanks a lot, Terry. Okay, so I am going to talk about what we have done or are doing to help makers move into the entrepreneurial space. So last year, for those who were part of the talk last year, the group from our R&D lab, actually in Shenzhen, talked about how they came up with the idea of what's now known as Intel Edison. And it was something, just to give you a short version, it was something they came up with in about 2013. They saw this revolution of connected devices coming, and so this team, which is based out of Shenzhen, worked on creating this product, which was called PIA at the time. And they showed this to our new CEO, Brian Krzanich, who back in, I think it was October a year ago, and he right away saw what the opportunity was with regards to this. And so our group got involved shortly after, so in November, and we were given this charge to figure out, okay, we want to announce this thing at the Consumer Electronics Show. Go off and find something to put that in. And so we found this company called Mimo Baby, which basically is a small startup, about 10 people, and they have created an infant connected onesie so parents can see what the sleep patterns are and make sure that their babies are okay. And in a space of about 5 weeks, just following sort of the maker to entrepreneur, very quick, rapid prototyping type of model, very quickly got PIA at that time into this connected onesie product and brought it to the Consumer Electronics Show. Shortly after that, the productization team picked this up from the engineering organization, and then last September launched this. So from the point that our CEO said, I want to do this, turn this into a product, to the point that we launched it was only 11 months. And this just is a way of an introduction of the platform, but also to show that we inside Intel also follow this maker to entrepreneur, rapid prototyping to productization kind of model. What I wanted to talk about today is why are we doing this? And we're doing it simply because we see this explosion of connected things. And I think everybody here sort of agrees with that and sees this trend happening. But the whole reason that we created this Edison platform is we believe that there's about to be this explosion of connected types of things. And as you look at sort of the baseline of, there's some folks are saying 50 billion upwards to 200 billion. And so to look at sort of what the path is forward, it's important to look at sort of where we are today. Well, Cisco says that there are about 16 billion connected things today. It's taken about 30 years to get to that point. And these are smartphones and servers and PCs and tablets and laptops. And as we look at sort of the type of development environment to be able to support these things, there are sort of these large companies that have had long development processes, very similar actually what Terry had just talked about, big development organizations going after really big addressable markets. And there was a different type of economic model in order to be able to support these things. But we believe that the path forward is going to be lots of these little types of solutions, this long tail of connected devices. It's not going to be these huge sort of total addressable markets. It's going to be these smaller, sort of more specific types of solutions for folks to go off and invent on. And so what we've been spending a lot of time is what do we do as Intel in order to help enable that market go and create these things? And so I go back to Mimo Baby, the folks that we worked with as we took the initial device from the labs organization into the Consumer Electronics Show, and we really used them as a case study of, okay, what is it that you, as a small company, you don't have millions of dollars to go off and create something from scratch, but what can we as Intel do to help enable you guys to go off and invent the next big thing? And one of the things that we realized right away and that we focused on was that it's more than just a module. Coming up with a module, while there are a lot of engineering challenges associated with coming up with something that small, that's really just the beginning of what's needed. Number one is a hardware ecosystem that you connect the module into. And so we created a couple boards that you plug the Edison module into, but then also worked with folks like Seed, DF Robot, SparkFun, and a number of others in creating other hardware extensions to the Intel Edison module. Two is we recognize that there are a series of different types of developers out there that are going to want to invent this or invent things based on this. So everything from entry developers through Arduino to hardcore engineers through C, C++ with Eclipse, to those who come from a web development background with, that want to develop on Node.js. Through our XDK, and those that prefer visual programming types of support. So it was important as we brought this product to market that we had development environments to support all of this. Next is you're not going to have an Internet of Thing without the internet connectivity, so there's a whole aspect of connecting to the cloud. We have out-of-the-box connectivity with Edison today, but what you're going to see over the coming months is more of what we're doing to partner up with existing ecosystems out there, because there's a whole ecosystem of cloud connectivity that Edison can connect into, but we're working on making that a whole lot easier. And then lastly is around the solid community. So it has been a big learning for Intel to shift from supporting those large companies, the Dells, the HPs, the Lenovos of the world, to supporting somebody who wants to create one of something. To then, when they figure out one of something, then they want to create 20 of something. And so the only way that we can do that is through an online support model leveraging a community. And this is something that we are continuing to evolve, and the traffic on the site that we have is growing exponentially month over month. But shifting over to what's being done specifically in the China market, the team over here has created a CCE mechanism, an online support mechanism to take this idea from the entrepreneur's idea from concept through productization. And actually what we're announcing today is as you go from the initial version of the product to how do you scale that product, we have lined up a number of OEMs and ODM partners to take somebody's idea into mass production. And then leveraging our retail organization to be able to go off and help sell that into the different channels. As a way to get that going, we had an Edison contest earlier this year, started in January and finished in April, and we had 40 different submissions or folks that built prototypes based on Edison. That finished in April, and as of now, 2 of those have actually launched. We have 4 that are in the crowdfunding process. But what was great about it was outside of just the number of partners that we had involved in this process, but the fact that we got such broad participation from makers across a number of different cities and provinces. So now I'd like to bring up MegoPad CEO Mr. Wu, who is actually one of the folks who created an invention as a part of that. Mr. Wu.
非常感谢主办方跟英特尔，在这样一个难得的盛会上，给我这样一个从草根群体或者说是一个屌丝阶层这样一个机会，来作为英特尔中国智能制造基地的代表去做这样一个发言，这是一个对我来说是莫大的一个荣幸。一个人有时候从事自己喜欢的事业是一种幸福。如果说在这个 感兴趣的事业中取得非凡的成就，生命诚然是非常有价值的。然后就是说，如何去把英特尔中国智能制造基地，在我们这样一去先行者上，就是把它发扬光大，开疆拓土。如何让更多的 Maker 在英特尔智能制造基地这个领域的话，就是得到我们更多的一些服务、帮助和支持。这就成了我们现在这样一个群体义无反顾的一种责任和使命。我会随后把一些自己这一路走来的一些个人的心得与体会，跟大家做一些那种分享。期间如果说有一句话、2句话，各位感到受用，那对我来说就是一种莫大的荣幸。OK， 我把那个 PPT 打开一下。这个翻到 PPT 来。我把它归结为那种3种痛。这种痛的话是一种无谓的痛。作为一个 maker 的话，必须要去 do， 每个人都必须得去这样。梦想之所以伟大，就是因为要有人去实现它。所以说，光想是不行的。碰到很多 maker 的话，包括他跟大为啊，跟一些人接触，都是说我想去做一个什么事情。当大为反过来问你做了哪些，还没有，那就先不要谈。这种痛很无谓。再就是下一个。就是创意到产品的这样一个历程，这一种痛，这个痛的话，我觉得这个叫破局的痛，这才是真正最核心的。这种环节的话，就是从 PCB 的一个选型，这 PCB 用几层板，然后的话，像很多被动元器件，国内的、国外的一些龙蛇混杂。如果选国外的话，能交期又长，而且代理商几乎对你爱理不理，甚至有些用霍尼韦尔的 TI 的一些芯片的话，可能交期3个月、半年，这样对你后面的一些量产的话是非常痛苦的一些事情。这种痛的话，就是这只在电子料这一个环节。不过像一些 ID 的设计啊，包括内部的结构啊，那些开模啊，这些层层叠叠，这对于创客来说，这是一个非常艰苦的一个历程。然后的话，这就是不是一个人的力量可以完成的。甚至如今来说，作为智能硬件 ，APK 这个环节我都不谈了。那就剩下的一个就是从产品做出来到进入一个商品流通的一个环节。那这个时候就是东西做好了之后，如何把它去销售出去呢？如何通过国内的媒体、海外的媒体，或者国内的电商平台、国内的众筹平台、海外的众筹平台，去把它快速的你的产品的那种落地化？因为作为一个 maker 的话，他必须本来就是很苦逼的一些屌丝群体，然后是非常窘迫的，然后如何在那种快速的单位时间内形成一个巨量，去达到销售你的产品，然后获得一个非常大的一个成功，产生这样一个爆点呢？在接下来的话，我会告诉大家，在这些环节中我是怎么做的。因为这个痛点的话，所以来说，对于 Maker 从产品的制造、从外观、从结构、从 PCB 一切的一切，就是 Maker 是一个九死一生的活，创业就是九死一生的活。就不出什么意外的话，我觉得。我已经创业自己干过3次了，期间坎坎坷坷、曲曲折折，却生生不息。我觉得这是每一次创业都是一种凤凰涅槃。创客，我觉得不脱几层皮是成不了好创客的。我就是在我这个环节，我能够为到各位创客的小伙伴们做到哪些事情？就是说我本身。从08年开始做英特尔产品这一块，然后我积累了相当多的一些那种经验和心得和那种所谓的技能。然后比如说从 PCB 的那个板材啊，然后用一些毛买孔还是那种8层板，包括说那种 layout 你的那种原理的一些设计，包括因为这些东西都充分的需要你的那种。这么多年来的多少次的一些失败的积累，包括那种开模具，甚至乎有时候你的一个电源管理 IC 从那个15块钱到3毛钱的，你怎么选？然后的话选那些包括那些外观的一些设计啊。总之简单的一句话来说，其实智能硬件的话是一个挺传统的产业，也是一个挺苦逼的一个。 干行当，虽然说的挺高大上的，但是要做的事情跟所谓的制造业都差不多，一个环节缺一个都不能少。然后在这个的话，我就是能在这些领域，简单的一句话，把你的设想变成产品，产品做好了之后怎么办呢？然后我在这几年的积累中，比如在国内的媒体如何去做，这里有一些图，这下面这个地方的话这是腾讯，这看得不太清楚啊，这腾讯的那个首页的报道，就说国内我可以国内的众筹平台，包括Indiegogo跟 Kickstarter， 这个的话主要是大为来做，是李大为来做，我没有太多的一些介入，就是说产品做出来之后，国内外的媒体的推广。这个是在百度上可以搜索一下，这个光棍1号大概有300多万个页面的一个介绍，但是推广的成本呢3000块钱。腾讯有送3次首页，3次首页，可贵的上一个产品上3次腾讯的首页没什么了不起，问题是不要钱上腾讯的3次首页，这才有意思。而且这个的话是作为说你的产品做出来。然后我可以承接13家最大的海外跨境电商的平台，而且直接上那种首页的一些 banner，这是速卖通作为官方的在首页给你去招商。简单的来说就是说，海外的一些淘宝卖家，简单的理解就是海外的淘宝卖家，大概有是阿里巴巴的官方帮你去招商，让他们来去卖你的东西。这样的话，如果你的东西做预售，就有很多卖家卖，就可以瞬间的形成了很大的一个销量。这个的话是看不出来，就是说，在速卖通上面的第1页，然后就是其中的某一个卖家，他1个月的话就可以产生大概600-700个的一个销量，并且的话说这些环节，海内外的媒体的推广，还有跨境电商平台、第三方平台，这些是我们能做的事情。包括英特智能制造基地也同样会去支持帮助大家在海外的一些推广，包括甚至国内的那个像国内的 APP 啊，英特尔的那个推广，这样的话就是这个是英特尔 Edison 的一个创客大赛，它那个。从一个设想，基于开发版的一个产品的设想，到现在的话，我们主板已经做好，外观设计已经做好。简单的来一句话说清楚呢，就是什么呀？我可以根据你的创意，在2个月内做出样品，在3个月上众筹，在4个月开始出货，一个速度就是跑。这个是我们应该是下个礼拜就可以出来产品，然后应该月底就可以去上国内的众筹，或者国外的众筹，现在还没有考量好。这样来说吧，就是我们是基于英特尔中国智能制造基地的基础上，在制造环节和通路领域的话，给的服务和支持帮助于更多的一个 maker，就是我们是帮助大家来成功的一个团体。最后的话就是祝愿中国的 maker 更加的强大，愿中华民族强大。谢谢。
Okay, so let me show you a couple more examples of things that have been invented since we launched the platform in September. So, all right, so the first is from Shubham Banjari. So Shubham, we met Shubham right as we were launching the product, and Shubham he was 12 years old at the time, and he had found out that for folks who were without sight, if they want to have a Braille printer, it cost about $3,000 US. And he didn't think that was fair. So for people with sight, they could pay a couple $100s and get a Braille printer. And so he, in sort of maker fashion, took his Lego Mindstorms and hacked together a Braille printer and sort of showed that as sort of a prototype. And then when we met him, he wanted to use Intel Edison as a way to power this new Braille printer. He decided, you know what, I'm going to create a company and I want to go off and do that. And so in line with the announcement of the product, Shubham took apart an HP printer, created a Braille printer, or a Braille printer head, and then used Intel Edison to power this. And so it would do things like if somebody sent a a print to the, or a job to the printer, it would translate it into Braille automatically and then print that out. For you and I, when we wake up in the morning, we just look at our smartphone to see what's on the news. What he's done is it automatically goes out to the internet and grabs the headlines and automatically prints those out. So this is something that he's in the middle of productizing while he's also going to, I think he's in 8th grade now. So, you know, a good example of somebody going from a maker into productization. The second is a really famous DJ in the U.S. called DJ Qbert and his company Thud Rumble. And these guys make DJ equipment. I would say about 4 months ago, we gave him an Intel Edison to sort of see, okay, what would you do with this? And he realized, wow, this thing was powerful enough that we could actually, instead of having to rely on a laptop or a PC anymore, could hook the turntable up directly to Intel Edison to basically power this thing. And so this was shown at Maker Faire Bay Area a few weeks ago, and they're now moving into productization as well. The next one is some work that we did with Doctors Without Borders and Google. So I'm sure everybody knows about the Ebola outbreak that took place last year, and Doctors Without Borders contacted Google to see what could they do to sort of help with the issue. And so when Google went and took a look at sort of the environment that these physicians were dealing with, at the top you can see somebody in the protective clothing. Well, in Africa, you know, it's very hot, and so when you put on all of this protective clothing, it's extremely hot, and so you can't be in that for very long. They also, so that they could prevent infection from going anywhere, the doctors would take the vitals from the patients and then yell those over the tent wall, where somebody with a piece of paper and a clipboard would write that down on a piece of paper, and then later on that would end up inside a system. And so what Google did was they made a laptop that can be dunked in a chlorine solution in case any diseased blood got on the laptop, and then digitized the whole situation. And then how Intel participated, or where Edison came in, was they needed something to, or they needed to be able to upload that data to a central server. They were also having problems with knowing where assets were, so either a patient or a piece of equipment. And so one of the things that they did was they put on all patients and all pieces of equipment that they needed RFID tags, and then they hung the server, where's the button? They hung this server on the door of every tent. And so as either a person or a piece of equipment came and left, it was tagged in the Intel Edison server, and so not only being used as a way to upload the patient data on the tablet, but also as a way to know where all of these different assets were. And one of the things that we worked on was the ability to be able to have ad hoc networking support, so you could have one of these Edison-based servers at the front entrance of all of the different tents, and these Edison servers would just talk to each other. So this is something that was deployed in a limited fashion and now is being deployed in a broad way. But as we started the Edison offering, we really had no idea how this was going to be used, and certainly didn't foresee it being used to sort of help manage the Ebola outbreak. The last one, and you know, I started with a story about how we were sort of makers ourselves in creating Intel Edison. And then here's another example of that. So one of the things that was announced 2 days ago was an environmental air quality system, really, really small, which you can see actually at our booth here. So Seed Studio, in conjunction with Seed Studio, Spec Sensors, which is the folks that have come up with the really high quality, really cost-effective sensors, and the weather company, so this weather site called Weather Underground, you can now go out and see crowdsourced air quality information through this solution. So this was announced, the showcase was announced by Seed Studio, I think 2 days ago, and feel free to come by our booth to take a look at this. So just another example of inventions. So, it's been a crazy year as, we first brought Edison to market. We have a whole series of follow-up plans around other modules and sort of the higher and lower sort of compute space. But the whole idea of enabling inventors to go off and create these things, that's what we're really, really focused on. And I can't wait to come back next year and show you what folks have done with it since. Thanks.